Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with Supersize Your Business. Today we're talking about embracing failures and celebrating wins to supersize and grow our businesses. And we're going to talk about a tool called the Success File, one of my very favorite tools from corporate America that I started doing in corporate America to keep my sanity on those days when you just wanted to pull your hair out, and brought it into my private life because it's been really a fabulous tool for both situations, both our personal life and our professional lives. Well, why do we want to embrace failures? How do we go about doing that? Why do we even talk about failure? Because most people don't talk about it. They only tell you the things they do really, really well, the things that go great. And then you wonder if there's something wrong with you because everything you try doesn't turn out all sugar and roses, or caramels and roses in my case. We need to be realistic and understand that we learn from the stuff we screw up. We learn from the mistakes we make. We can have a lot of success by doing things right, but how many of us have ever done anything? I don't think I've ever done anything 100% right the first time. Sometimes we get lucky and things work out okay, but they're probably not optimally exactly what we wanted to have work out. So we need to find ways to embrace our failures, capture the lessons learned, and use them as stepping stones to create what we want. Everybody knows the story about how many times it took Thomas Edison to actually invent the light bulb, and his philosophy that as a scientist, I didn't fail this many thousands of times, 10,000 times. I saw 1,000 times on the internet today, which reminded me of this quote. I'm like, well, that's not right. It took him a heck of a lot more tries than that. But the truth is, would you knock on 1,000 doors to get one to open to you? Will you do whatever it takes to succeed in your business? And if that's your mindset and your philosophy, all of the little failures are building our resilience, teaching us what doesn't work, teaching us how to tweak and change and become a better version of ourselves so we can get the results and the achievements that we want. I shared 5 ways to use and capture lessons learned and use them as stepping stones in the Be a Better You annual challenge. We're talking about that in this year's annual challenge today as well. We're focusing on confidence this month because confidence to me is a foundational bedrock of helping us to create the lives that we want. We'll only go for the things and stretch our comfort zone if we're confident that we can make those things happen. Some people, rare people, will say, I'm shooting for the moon. I don't care what it takes, or Mars, whatever in the galaxy, depending on who you are in your mindset. But most people won't, right? Most people will say they want to do something. They'll make an attempt at it. The vast majority of people, and I know the scientists have studied this extensively, but there's a huge percentage that quit the first time it doesn't work out. Well, I don't know about you, but like I said earlier, I cannot think of very many things that I ever tried or wanted that I got the first time I asked, or the first attempt at it, the first run at it. I mean, most everything we have to work at and iterate and learn and realize that we don't achieve things until we become the version of ourselves that is capable of handling that thing. Just like everything that happens to us, it doesn't happen to us, it happens for us. I think that's a Tony Robbins quote. Things happen for us for a reason. We don't always understand it at the time, but our life makes a whole lot of sense in review. And so when we go back and we look at situations that were really hard, I mean, I remember first time I got fired from a job, I was devastated because I took it personally. And it wasn't even personal. It was not a good fit for me. And I had known it for a long time. It just took the company a little longer to figure out that I was, way beyond what they had me doing. And there wasn't a place for me. So it was time for me to go. That happens, right? Companies get bought out. By the 3rd or 4th time it happened, I didn't take it personally at all because the company had been bought by another company. I made 4 or 5 times more than all the people that reported to me. So that meant that it just made common sense and financial sense for me to be the one to move on. Plus, I had a lot of opportunities to move on and do something different. So a lot of life is just, how do we look at it? How do we perceive it? Is it just another thing we tried that didn't work 100% the way we wanted to the first time? And I was talking about the percentage of businesses that fail and people that quit and the number of tries. So what is the average number of times you will try something before you consider it a failure, or before you quit and you let go of your goal and your objective? Probably, if you're listening to me, it's in the thousands, because we are resilient. We figure things out. We grow a little bit every time we try something, and then we will be celebrating the win because we actually achieved it. Wait! We want to celebrate our wins. We want to have ways in our organizations to capture both the wins and the things we do well, so we keep repeating them. And then the things that don't go perfectly, so we continue to improve so that they can be wins that we're celebrating someday. One of my favorite tools, again, that I discovered in corporate America was something that I don't even remember where or who I learned it from. I just started doing it. I started collecting things that made me feel good, because I worked in some cultures and some environments that definitely weren't for me, and they felt horrible. Why I put myself in those positions and why I took jobs in those areas is I think I was working on building up my resilience muscle, my ability to deal with challenges and setbacks, and then figure out solutions to those things and make the organization a better place. At least that's my hindsight looking back at it now. But I started to keep a success file, things that made me feel good, because there were days where I would go up in my office and just say, F, 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 because it was so messed up. And then I would take a deep breath and I would open my file cabinet drawer and I would look at my success file. It was the first file in my cabinet drawer. Didn't do it alphabetically because that's the first thing I wanted to see when I opened that drawer. And it got thicker and thicker and thicker over time. And then I took it and I used some of the things in it as a binder for job interviews. I'd go to a job interview and I would bring my, 3-4 inch thick binder of accomplishments and of all kinds of things, cards, letters, thank you notes, things like that with me. And it was proof that I could do what I said I was going to do for the organization I was interviewing with. And so it's not only a make me feel good tool, but it's a tool that can be used to advance your career, can advance your business, can be used for testimonials. Not everything's digital, or not everything. I still keep my physical file because I'm old school, but a lot of things are digital and people just keep things digitally. But to me, it's harder to go in and look at a digital file of memories than it is a physical one. And it seems like our intuition shows us the exact thing we need to see in our success file when we need to see it. I don't know why or how that works, but that's how it works for me. So something will happen. I'll open my success file. I'll look at it. I'll reach in. I'll pull something out. It's the exact thing I need at the moment. I don't know how it works or why, but I totally appreciate it. And I'm grateful to the universe and celebrating the world and how it works. Because maybe that's because I believe that's what's going to happen. Yes. So that's all I've got today. I'm rambling. I'm talking way too long about this because I think it's such a key thing that we need to learn, that everything happens for us and we just have to look for the lesson. Once we have the lesson, we do something else. What's the next right thing to do? That's what we do. And then if that doesn't work 100% of the way, then we do something else and something else, because our business growth and strategy is all about becoming a better version of ourselves, so we're ready to lead the organization that it is that we want to create in the world. All right. Any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, have an awesome day. Try keeping a success file. If you haven't, and I always have a journal in the front of my success file so I can keep more details and more specifics about it. So it gives me an easier time to recall and find it in my brain and my memory. So I can relive the positive parts, celebrating the wins, celebrating the things that make us feel good as we build and grow and supersize our business. All right. Have an awesome day. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.